Hello everybody, it's vanburman here. Welcome to some more Shadow of War. If you've seen in my previous videos, you'll know I've been playing it quite a lot recently. So, yes, obviously, Shadow of War got quite a bit of criticism when it first, or before it even launched, when they first had the whole discussion about this, the marketplace. So, I'm just going to start by saying I've not paid any money on anything in this store yet. You can earn some gold by doing the online stuff, which I'm going to get into as well, because a lot of people are upset about the online aspect of it, which I do understand. I do want to do a little bit of myth busting. So some people have said, or I've been said by a couple of people on Steam, that apparently you lose your followers when you're offline, they can be killed. I've not experienced that. That's not been the case. So what happens is your fortress gets uploaded and people can challenge your fortress. So when people challenge your particular fortress, obviously not this one because I've not conquered this one, so I'll go out to one that I have done, I have conquered. Where are we looking for? Where's my oldest one? Where's Nurn? Is it Nurn? Nurn? Yeah, anyway. This one. So, yes, this is the first one that you take. Okay, so this is my fortress. We'll go on to the... No, can I not go on to the defensive stuff? That seems a bit unlikely. Well, anyway. I think it's probably because I'm not in the region. So, regardless. So someone will attack my fortress. They'll come up against these guys who are the war chiefs. They'll come up against my overlord. And they'll come up against the defences that I've set for each of these guys that are on here. And if they win, the game gives them some spoils. During the battle, if they manage to beat my war chief, they can recruit him for the duration of the siege. And, that's fine. He doesn't go with them afterwards or anything like that. And if he succeeds, I don't lose anything. I think I lose some war score, which is like the way that they do the online prestige. But all my guys come back, so you can do this ranked or friendly. So friendly, you don't lose any of your own guys when you go to attack, and vice versa, or in the other instance, if you attack a fortress and you obviously have your assaulting party with you, then they can be killed. So I went and tried to take a fortress and I lost 3 out of the 4 guys I took because they died during the battle. So on this screen, for example, much like you would do if you played it properly, if you're playing against a computer. But yeah, you've got a chance of losing the guys that you may have spent real money to get. Now, I don't agree with the whole loot box thing. I don't know how I feel about it. A lot of people are talking about being gambling and that sort of stuff, which I definitely think there's an argument there for that, 100%. But I'm not really here to talk about that right now at this particular point. So, according to the game as well, just wanted to get through that stuff first, just so you got an idea of sort of where you're at, I've not invested real money. As far as I can see so far, I'm at 47%, so I'm nearly halfway through everything. Obviously, maybe like the main story, I've got, just over halfway, and I've completed some of the other, main quest lines. But I've been fairly pleased with it so far. There's some stuff which isn't brilliant, but a lot of it, works really well. And the daily challenges you can actually, and the community challenges, you can actually get gold for that. So if you do enough of them, you can get gold in that sense. You can also get gold by attacking other people's settlements as well. Which I did. I did 2 online ones. The first one did a loss. The second one I won, and they gave me 500 gold. I think it was just because it was the first one. So I went and spent that in the store. But I haven't felt the need to actually buy anything at all yet. I felt like the in-game currency was fair. It was coming fairly, you know, fairly quickly. And in these war chests, I've had, you know, I generally get 2 epics in there. The gear pieces are not, they're not really as relevant as much anymore. So, you know, I don't get anything from there. I don't see any point in doing those ones. And the only thing I would say is that now I've come to this point, the in-game currency's dried up a little bit. I'm finding it quite difficult to sort of harvest that at this point. Before I was doing really well on it. Maybe it's because I've just been doing a lot more of the main missions rather than going around and, you know, doing other stuff. I hardly ever kill the captains and stuff when I find them. I always try and dominate them, obviously, to boost my force. So, and I think that sort of plays into it as well, because then you don't get the equipment from it or anything like that. It doesn't drop you anything in that regard. So, you know, it's based on playstyle. Look, I heard a lot of people have mentioned about the final act being really difficult without purchasing. I don't know about any of that yet. I can only go on what I've played through and what I've got so far. So, for me, at the moment, it's been well worth it. It cost me, what, £25 to get the game. I got it off CD Keys, by the way, if you want to know. Pre-ordered it a couple of months ago through there. And, yeah, it's been well worth that investment so far. You know, even if the rest of it is an absolute pile of tosh, you know, I feel like I've got my money's worth out of it. Anyway, you know, the Nemesis system is brilliant. Whether my thoughts really do change as I get later on, if it does become absolutely impossible without doing the loot crates, then, you know, that would be an issue. But we'll see. But for now, I have only really got good things to say about it if we ignore the paid-for loot box gambling side of things. And there's a few other little quirks as well. So I had one, basically it got rid of a couple of my captains down here. They were sort of had all of these lines filled out, and then the game decided to drop 2 new captains in for storyline purposes. When it didn't take out the ones that the game had put in, it took out my ones, and they were ones I got from a loot box. Obviously, I didn't pay for them because I used the in-game currency, or I used the gold that I'd got from the in-game stuff. So I ended up losing them. They didn't go back into my items to be redistributed. So in that regard, would I be really peeved if I'd spent money and then it had got rid of them? Yes, 100%. And if that happens to you, or it happens to someone you know and they want to ridicule the game for that, fair play, you know, fair enough, and I wouldn't, you know, argue against that. It's that sort of thing is a bit silly. I mean, I know it was for storyline purposes and all this sort of stuff, but they shouldn't be just getting rid of, you know, guys that you've potentially could have paid real money for. That is an issue in itself. Like I say, not such a big issue for me. The guys that I really like, I make war chiefs anyway, so, you know, it's one of those random things, isn't it? You know, if it does happen and it doesn't, and it does take away from you, then you are really upset. If it doesn't and you're not that fussed about the guys you lost, then that's different as well. So, you know, look, take that however you want. Just be careful with the guys you get from, if you do spend real money, be careful with the guys that you do get out of the loot boxes, and don't just, you know, rack them down willy-nilly. That would be my only sort of advice to give. You know, put them down when you want to use them, or if you've got war chiefs or overlords or anything like that you want to do. So, yeah. In terms of the equipment, can't really say much about the equipment. It's all, like, seems to, you know, be pretty well scaled. I've got this really nice sword that I've been using since level 28. Well, no, before then. I think I upgraded it and it gained a few more levels, but I haven't found anything better, so meh. I don't know. I'm happy. It sets people on fire most of the time, so yeah. Nothing really to say about that. These gems are just an in-game mechanic as well, which is okay, pretty cool, I guess. I also don't particularly... It's not so much I have a problem with the items themselves, I just don't like the semantics around it. So the boost that you can get, which I've got, a Spoils of War boost, that's the online stuff, and then an XP boost, which I used earlier, because I knew I was going to do a load of main story quests. That really boosted me up quite a lot, to be fair, in terms of the leveling. I've gone up a lot of levels today, probably about 5 or 6, even though I'm starting to obviously get in the 30s, so yeah, that's not too bad. Other than that, I don't have too much to say. I don't feel like the grind has been too bad. Some of the stuff is starting to grind on me a little bit. I haven't done all of the, you know, go here, look at this, collect this artifact type thing. I've done some of the bits and bobs as and when I feel like it, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see how I feel by the end of it. Yeah, so sorry for, well, blabbering on as I always do, but just wanted to give an overview of the game and just tell you a few bits, bust a few myths, and also obviously bring light to some different things to watch out for. If you've got any questions about anything, or you know, this video becomes irrelevant after I complete the game because I end up hating it for whatever reason, then such is life. But yeah, do let me know if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all on the next one. Goodbye.